Yeah, guys, welcome along to A View from the Stands. Today, I am bringing you the latest Aston Villa transfer news and rumours. If you are new around here, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as well, get in the comments whether you're watching live or on replay. Then get in the channel right now. Big up to everyone. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well. And before we get any further, these are the following stories today. Jaden Philogene has done his medical, has probably passed and been successful, and Aston Villa will be announcing him in the coming days. Number two is, of course, Seb Revan, one of those youngsters that's sort of gone under the radar. He's in the Kane Kessler Hayden sort of clan. He's in the sort of, young generation of players who have won that FA Youth Cup, who have been a big name, but he has finally found a permanent home for himself as no longer on loan. And of course, the third one is Calum Chambers has gone. He has gone. Clubman Chambers has gone, and he's found himself a new home as well. And we'll be quickly talking about our thoughts going forward into the pre-season friendly. That is only 2 nights away against Walsall. I hope you're all excited for that one. For that Walsall game, it is coming live and direct as well on A View from the Stands. So if you are looking forward to that, then do let me know as well. We're doing a watch on for that. But let's get straight into the good stuff. Let's get straight into it. And if you are in the chat right now, as I said, do say hello. Big up to Joe Janner and big up to Lee Collison in the House Legends as always. So, first and foremost, Jaden Philogene. The Philogene is back. He is back. And this time it's with real interest. Now, we knew and we said the other day that he was being linked to this deal that Fabrizio Romano had reported about him. But what was clear and transparent today is that Philogene had his medical. And these, of course, was reported by none other than John Towley and Fabrizio Romano. And I'll just bring that one up now for you, which you can see here on the screen, should be shared with you. Jaden Philogene will have his Aston Villa medical today, reported by Fabrizio Romano. That was at 9:10 this morning. Jaden Philogene, of course, the day before, July the 12th, was reported to have that 5-year deal. So that was confirmed by Fabrizio this morning, and then John Townley as well, who, of course, we know John Townley has been the correspondent for the Birmingham Live. He also said that this was happening. So we have had it confirmed from 2 sources that Aston Villa had a medical today for Jaden Philogene. And I keep trying to put the name Bidice on there, but we have to respect and remember that he is no longer known as Jaden Philogene Bidice, which is what he was in his younger days. He now prefers just Philogene. But look, so he's had his medical today. It is confirmed. It is there. It is done, and for everyone to have a look at. And we will hopefully have more of an understanding. What I did find interesting, though, is that actually that the way in which Hull City and Philogene have been going about this lately has been really interesting. I actually dug up this article, which I'm going to show you now from the Hull Live, of course, the equivalent of the Birmingham City Live, which is this statement here. After eating and training alone at Hull City, Jaden Philogene secures Aston Villa return for 13 million. And of course, it was that first couple of opening lines. After eating and training alone. And you read into the article, and what apparently appears to happen is that Hull City, because obviously they've started their pre-season, they're in Istanbul in Turkey. He actually joined up with the squad a little bit later on Friday night. He didn't fly with the team. And because of that rumoured deal that's going around with Ipswich, there has been some back and forth. And basically, Hull City have made the decision to make Philogene train by himself. So just to confirm again on that article, as you can see, it still baffles me to this day when you know a player's leaving, the treatment that they get, that you're being asked to eat and train by yourself is actually pretty nuts, in my opinion, that's happened. So yeah, Philogene eats, trains by himself, and now that deal is secured. So why is this still fascinating to me? Well, a lot of you are in the comments, and big up to Andy Brogan, who's in the house, Julia Chappers, the Chappers clan in here, and of course we will be talking about Seb Revan. And if you haven't seen as well, Julia, it's on the other channel as well. But yeah, big up to Farmy as well. He cannot wait. I can't either. You know the watch along's going to pop off on Wednesday on here as well. The vibes are going to be unbelievable. But let me just go back to it then. So Philogene for me, right? The reason why Aston Villa were able to get him is because in the clause with Hull City when we sold him to Hull in January was that any bid that was made for Philogene, Aston Villa had the right to match it. And basically, Ipswich had a deal with Hull City for a double signing. I think it was a player called Jacob Groves and Philogene to go to Ipswich Town. Well, come off the hour at the last minute, Aston Villa come in, they match Ipswich Town's bid, and Jaden Philogene decides to join Aston Villa over Ipswich. The thought of linking up with Unai Emery again was something that he could not wait to do. Now, thoughts and feelings about this? Well, are Aston Villa going to give Jaden Philogene fair and true chance of competing? Or is he merely someone we've just got back because we don't want another Premier League club to happen? Because what was weird is that Philogene at one point was rated, not rated, he was linked to sides like Barcelona. Barcelona had genuine interest in Philogene. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. And is it the fact that maybe because Jaden was going to come and link up with another Premier League team, Villa thought, no way, are we having him play against us? Let's go get him and pay the price that we need to. Or is it, as we said, we are actually trying to find a player who will compete in Aston Villa's squad? And that is something that I'm going to keep asking, keep thinking about. Is Jaden Philogene going to get a fair chance for Aston Villa in this current campaign, or is he simply going to be someone that we stock hold and then we loan out in January? And I would love to know your thoughts on that, whether you're live right now or in the comments. Will he compete? And when we start listing the wingers, I'll go at EM. We've got Leon Bailey, we've got Jacob Ramsey, we've got Morgan Rogers, we've got Illing Jr., we've got Lewis Dobbin. We've also then potentially got Moussa Diaby. But I'm going to say this now, Moussa Diaby for me will be moving on to Saudi Arabia. It almost seems done and certain. So Philogene is coming in to provide depth, to provide cover, can play off both sides, but is he going to get that chance? And all I can say is, if Morgan Rogers got the chance under Unai Emery, coming from Middlesbrough and coming to play for Aston Villa, then why can't he? And I think we will see that. I think we will see Philogene get a fair chance. Let me know what you guys think. But big up to Julia. Big up to Debbie. Says, seems like a long time since we're here for a Villa match. Well, you only have to wait less than 48 hours and we'll be popping the Villa watch on, so don't you worry about it. Yeah, big up Farmy as well. Big up everyone in here, and if you're watching on replay. So I want to know your thoughts. Jaden Philogene, will he get to play for Aston Villa, or is he simply some stock take that we're going to then loan out? That's the first thoughts with that one. So, interesting. But his medical has been completed today, and therefore we're looking to get this one wrapped up probably by the end of the week. Again, something to confirm is that Aston Villa will have to fly out to the US soon on our pre-season. Obviously, we play Walsall in 48 hours' time. Whether he'll be registered enough to be able to feature in that squad, I would like to think he is. So actually expect him to be announced probably in the next 24 to 36 hours, I would say. That's where I'm expecting him to come, if not after the Walsall game. So that's story number one. Story number two then comes, of course, in the capacity and in the shape of Sebastian Revan. Now, this is, again, someone that Villa fans would have gone, look, it's a nice sentiment, but in all seriousness, we don't need him. And it is true. There is no place for Sebastian Revan at Aston Villa, but he's found himself a nice home at Wrexham. And here is the news that was broken today, and it was confirmed, of course, officially by Aston Villa and by Wrexham themselves. And it says, Aston Villa can confirm that Seb Revan has joined Wrexham on a permanent deal. Thank you for your efforts in claret and blue, Seb Revan. And there is old Seb there. And look, there's a nice story about Seb Revan. His actual first competitive debut and his first appearance for the Aston Villa senior side was this season was the one only time against Hibernian in that Europa Conference League qualifying. And when I think about the fact that that was where our season almost started, back in that qualifier against Hibs, to go on the journey that we had, that seems an absolute donkey's age ago that we played against Hibernian. But here we are, repping it now, and a nice memory for him to get that European game under his belt. He can officially say, look, I've played in Europe. And Wrexham in League One have signed themselves a player who has officially played in Europe, but also Seb Revan's season wasn't just more at Aston Villa. It was actually at Rotherham. So when we look at Seb Revan, this is the profile that Villa have sold now to Wrexham. I'll just get that up for you. There we go. But big up to everyone in the chat. Please make sure you are smashing the that like button. Can we get 20 likes on here? Would be greatly appreciated. But this is the story. This is the story of Seb Revan. He's 21 years old. So he's actually only just turned, his birthday was yesterday. So his birthday was yesterday. He's turned 21 yesterday. He's a left back who's, again, had fairly good experience already in the football leagues at a young age. I'm telling you now, Wrexham have signed an absolute gem in Seb Revan. And when you look at Villa, when we've got Moreno, when we've got Luca Dean, when we've got Ian Matson, left back is the impossible slot. It is the impossible slot almost. There's too much depth at left back for Seb Revan. And as a 21-year-old, you've got to start looking at your career. Do you try and keep going out on loan and loan and loan and loan and loan? Or do you find a permanent home? You may remember Seb Revan played against Liverpool in that in that crazy FA Cup tie, if you go all the way back there. He's also been part of the FA Cup youth winning team. And as I said, he made his first appearance for Villa all the way back in that Europa Conference League qualifier. Big up to Andy Brogan says, I think Philogene would have had plenty of game time last season. With a number of games, I definitely think it will get fairer on the team. I'm absolutely with you on that one, Andy. Big up to Vamos Vijay, Vamos back in the house, ready to go. Love it from the Vamos. Appreciate. But yeah, let's just scroll a bit further, because some of you are saying, well, you want to know more about Seb Revan. Well, as I said, he is more of a defensive-minded fullback. And again, look, this is it. Left back is his preferred position, but he's more accustomed to more of a defensive type of left back. That's how I describe him, more of a defensive type of a left back, as opposed to one who likes to get forward. And again, it is rumoured that Wrexham are going to be changing system going into League One. Wrexham have always played 3-5-2. It is believed that Phil Parkinson is going to be breaking into a more of a back four, and therefore he needs a more defensive-minded left back. And again, I say this now, Seb Revan has signed a 3-year deal at Wrexham, and he gets a 1-year loan extension, a 1-year contract extension if he chooses at the end of his 3 years. You know what that says to me? That says two things. Number one, Wrexham can see the growth and height in this player, in which at 21 he's got a lot of potential. And if he's very good for those 3 seasons, they'll give him an extra year. But number two, I'd love to know if Villa have another buyback clause in it. I'd love to know, like Villa have done with Philogene, with Cameron Archer, is there that additional clause that if Aston Villa ever want to go back for Seb Revan, they have a deal or, something to go along the lines of. So that's his sort of position. But what I want to show you is, again, he's had a fairly steady career, but a lot of it has been loaned out. And his first proper loan happened last season at the age of 20, where he got to play a full competitive season. And that's where you learn as a player. Just like Jaden Philogene went out the whole city and played a full competitive season instead of maybe being a rotational squad player. Well, this is the same as Seb Revan. And here is his statistics from last season. He went on to have a very, very good spell in the Championship, which I'm going to bring up for you now. This was Seb Revan's. Here is Seb Revan's season last year. He played 36 games for Rotherham. Now, you could go, yeah, but Josh, Rotherham are crap. They got relegated. They did. And Seb Revan's a defender. Doesn't look great, does it? But actually, for the age of 20 and having 36 games in the Championship, which we always say, the Championship is a bloody tough league. So fair play to him. He's got a goal and 2 assists, but he's accumulated a lot of minutes. You can see there, the UECL qualifier was for Aston Villa, not for Rotherham, don't worry. But that was his game there for Villa. He got a full 90 minutes. But big up to Glenn Chaplin, big up to standing on the words in the house. I hope you guys are ready for the watch-along on Wednesday. Aston Villa versus Walsall, the only Villa channel to be on when it comes to watch-alongs. But yeah, I hope you guys are good. Make sure you smash the like button. But yeah, it's all good to be here. And yeah, Villa are on at 7:30 on Wednesday. I believe kickoff is 7:30. But yeah, if they're good enough, they're old enough. Exactly that, my friends. Exactly that. And look, I just want to say, I think Villa would have put a buyback clause in there. Wrexham have got themselves an absolute gem. Seb Revan was never going to get a looking at Villa this season. But what is interesting is that at the age of 21, instead of going out on loan again, which is very easy to do, he was able to go and find himself a permanent home at Wrexham. And I think he's going to absolutely love it there. And I expect to see him do superbly well in the campaign going forward for Wrexham in League One. So if you do want to have a bit more detail on that, then of course check out the other channel where I've covered a bit more in depth on that and why I think he'll do well at Wrexham. But there's that one. The final one then, in terms of the stories today, is of course Mr. Clubman Chambers has gone. It's a sad, sad situation. Bit of blue here, bit of blue. It's a sad, sad situation. You know the one. Sorry about that one, John. It is. It's a sad one because for whatever reason, I have taken a soft spot to Calum Chambers for as long as I can remember. Don't know why. I just feel like he's known as the perfect club man. And he knew his role at Aston Villa was basically the backup of all backups. He didn't really have a specialised position under Unai Emery. He was used as either a right back, a centre back, a holding midfielder. I'm surprised we didn't see him have a gig going up front. Do you know what I mean? But he was Mr. Club man. You never heard him kick off. You never heard any grumbles about Calum Chambers. You always saw what I would feel was a professional player. Now, he's got himself a cheeky 3-year deal at Cardiff City in the Championship. Could have gone to a better Welsh side, but there we go. But he, for me, at 29 years old, and that was the thing that shocked me, chat. He's only 29. He's still got a fair few years left in him. Just maybe, could he have had another go at a Premier League lower half team? That's all I was going to ask, maybe. Has Calum Chambers done himself a disservice by not almost getting that representation for a mid-table team in the Championship or a bottom half in the Premier League? Instead, he's gone for what I would say a mid-table Championship side. And at 29 years old, I just hope he has a good few years. And I just can't say enough bad words about Calum Chambers because I love someone who knows their place in the squad, who knows their role. And I'll tell you what killed Calum Chambers. It was one of the first games of the season. Legia Warsaw away. Calum Chambers played right back in that game, started the game at right back and got absolutely peppered and got hooked at half-time. Calum Chambers' time at Aston Villa abruptly came to an end after that Legia hooking at half-time. I hate to deep it, I hate to say it, but it's true. And when you look at that, it's pretty brutal because he's not really a right back. But I just think then Unai Emery was just like, man, I need to find someone who can play right back. I actually think the longer-term vision was Calum Chambers to try and do that right back slot like Ezri Konsa did as a backup, and it just never came to fruition. So I do feel slightly sorry for him. But when you do look at Calum Chambers' career, it really does baffle me. And when you say, like, this is, again, a classic example of Calum Chambers, when you look at this screen right now, of a jack of all trades, master of none. When they see positions like this, centre half, a little bit of DM, a little bit of right back, you're like, come on, Callum. I've always had him down as a centre back. Then he looked more promising in the holding midfield role. But where is his best position? But yeah, let's have a quick look at his career. He went from Southampton in 2014, and Calum Chambers has been around for nearly 10 years. At 19 years old, he got the big move to Arsenal. He then went on loan 2 years into Middlesbrough. He then went on loan to Fulham for a year. And then Villa eventually signed him in 2022 on a free transfer. So we got Chambers in January on a free transfer. So he's been with us for 2 years. And I've just got to say, it's been a bit of a weird career. It's a bit of a weird career for Calum Chambers. But let's just hope. He's always either gone out on loan or been a free transfer. Can he go and do something for a few years at Cardiff City? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But that's the big piece of news there with Calum Chambers. But big up to Pete Tandy's in the house. Do you know? Can I get recognition for my comments? I was thinking, yeah, I did like it. I saw it. I went to it. So, yeah, big up to Dino. Did score, get the prediction right. But, yeah, the team against Walsall will be those who are available and fit. I'm looking forward to, and that's where I'm sort of coming up and ending the stream in a sec, is I'm looking forward to seeing Tyrone Mings and Buendia come back. That's probably going to be the most – that is probably going to be the best thing about Wednesday, seeing Mings and Buendia back on the grass. That's going to be sensational. I'm looking forward to seeing Enzo Berencha and Illing Jr. as well. They're going to be available. But the likes of Ian Matson, Konsa, Watkins, Debu, they're not going to be around. But those are the guys. Mings, Buendia, Berencha, Illing Jr., even a bit of Lewis Dobbin. I can't wait to see some of the new guys and some of the old guys pulling up. It's going to be fantastic. But watch along is going to be... Oh, no, I know you say Luca Dean. But look, the watch along is this channel. We're going to be doing it on this channel. But if you haven't already, guys, we are going to be splitting content this season. And trust my words when I say this, that there is going to be the next up and coming watch along app that is going to be up and about. You just need to get that. And there's a lot of people here who have been on Tifo and joined us already. Then there is the link there for Tifo. So do get yourself signed up to that one as well. I'll put it in the chat. It's also the link in the description. Go check it out, which is our Tifo page, where also it's another way of doing watch-alongs, but even more unique. And they're bringing out even really cool AI features with live stats, live Opta stats that I'm going to be able to put up on the screen, changing lineups. There's going to be more fan interaction. But as I said, the watch-along will be on YouTube on Wednesday. Just want to say finally that keep your eye out for the Moussa Diaby news. I've got a feeling in the next 48 hours, I'll be back on here. Talking about Moussa Diaby gone. So let's see what happens. But yeah, Collison missed you on some of the Tifos, lad. Josh, do I need to bring you some breaking news report by the Times? The FA have said Southgate will highly likely not continue as manager. Oh, thank goodness, that's the news we're waiting to hear and see. But look, as I said, the Villa transfer news, it's only been a little bit today. As I said, I think the big thing is that Philogene's had his medical. So I'm expecting Jaden Philogene to be announced tomorrow so that we can see him against Walsall on Wednesday. Chambers has gone. Seb Revan's gone to Wrexham on a permanent. But no big names apart from that Moussa Diaby. Well, I'm keeping my eyes firm on that. But yeah, I hope everyone as well. Hope you've enjoyed this short stream. Big up to James Meakin in the house. Meakin's lost his membership blow. Before the Southgate move on, exactly that. But yeah, James, I will reply to your Instagram later on today. I know you're in South Africa, which is absolutely crazy. And I love that. But look, let's be real here. Villa are moving fast. Don't rattle my cage about Moussa, please. But yeah, lots of content to come. I'll be keeping the members updated on the members post. And you guys definitely will be excited for that one, 100%. So, big up to everyone. Hope you're well. Bring on Wednesday, the first pre-season. Let's be having it. You lot have been absolute legends. Big up to VJ, the Vamos VJ in the house. Pete Tandy, legend as always. Dino, Mystic Dino coming in with the predictions, clutching. Glenn's right, new Wrexham. Glenn, make sure you check out the other channel for the new video that's dropped. But yeah, big up to Lee Collison, to Vamos VJ, to Farmy, to Meakin, to everyone else who's been in the chat as well. I really do appreciate your time tonight. If you have enjoyed listening, then thank you. But as we said, Philogene has had his medical, should be announced tomorrow. Also looking forward to more updated news. See you all very soon. See you in the members post if you remembers, because I'll be dropping some comments tomorrow. See you on the next one. Ta-da.